How's it going, everybody? Welcome on in. I appreciate you guys being here. And welcome to another episode of Pickups. It's been a couple of weeks, so yeah, my bad. I've had a lot of things going on, and a lot of pickups have been made. So I've gone to a couple of local stores. I've gone to a convention in the meantime, and did a little bit of shopping online as well. So really excited to get into those pickups, and can't wait for you guys to see what all I've gotten. And oh boy, it's quite a bit. But that's okay. We've got plenty of time to dive right in, and let's see what we picked up. Before we get to pickups, though, I'd like to go ahead and honor the person that has subscribed to me on Twitch, and that person being NeoMechasonic. He has been given the ability to sponsor a game from my collection. Hey there, Spectre. And that particular game that he has chosen, well, I could show that to you right now, and that happens to be Baton Kaitos. I wish I had paid $5.99 for this game at GameStop back in, let's see if I can find the date, looks like 2004? Maybe? No, maybe not. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I know the date codes of the current price stickers, but I don't know how to find the date on this. If you guys know the date of when this sticker was put on there, that would be really cool. Maybe 2011. 6/17/11? Maybe. I don't know. Either way, this is the game that NeoMecha has decided to sponsor, and I have already prepared a pocket for him. So, NeoMecha, thank you so very much for that sponsorship. I greatly appreciate it. And now nobody else gets to pick this game. It's an interesting 2-disc. I've not played either one of the GameCube releases of Baton Kaitos, which is a shame. From my understanding, this is the second one in the series, and I don't own the first one. So I'm hesitant to play this one without understanding and playing the first one first. So that's why I haven't played this one yet. So once I get the first one, I am interested in diving right in. It looks interesting. This looks like a pretty good series. From what I recall, this is definitely something that has been highly regarded in the from the GameCube fans. So I am very interested in playing this series. That being said, there is something that I have to do inside my database. So I'm going to go ahead and take you to my database now. And that is, I need to update my database. So let's do a search for Baton Kaitos. Now here is the entry of the actual game that I purchased. Hey Todd, how's it going? Need to get up with you on that game room visit to my place. Highly motivated. Hey Todd, that's cool, man. I'm all about it. All about it. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. So here is my entry for Baton Kaitos, and it looks like that I purchased it, well, I don't know. I added it in 2017, so it was one of the first games that I got when I started collecting. This was 1 month after I started collecting. So, I wish I knew where I got it from. So when I first started collecting, I didn't fill this stuff in, like where I got it, how much I paid for it. I really regret that. I really do. But, that's okay. Let me go ahead and edit this entry, and I need to go to the personal section and add notes to say it's sponsored by NeoMechasonic. And thank you again, sir. I greatly appreciate it. Alright. That brings us back to talking about pickups. So let me put this game back real quick. Also, before we get into pickups, there's an announcement that I'd like to make. And that is that, unfortunately, I will no longer be live streaming even on YouTube. But never fear, what I mean by this is that I will still be releasing pickups videos, as well as maybe even some other videos. I'm just going to do it as a typical YouTube channel would, where I would release a video at certain times throughout the week and showcase pickups, but also do some other events on my YouTube channel talking about certain things in my collection, something that might be a little bit harder to find, maybe a backstory as to how I got my hands on that particular piece, maybe even top 10s of my favorite games on any given system. So these are the types of things that I will be doing on this channel, but unfortunately no more live streaming with no more live interaction, and I do apologize for that. It's just that committing a guaranteed time of every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern has become increasingly challenging for me. So I'd rather still keep the YouTube channel going and give you guys an opportunity to view any of the content that I decide to put out. It's just going to be in a typical YouTube gaming channel format. So there you go. I hope I don't ruffle any feathers too terribly much, but that is unfortunately the way that we're going. So technically, for now, this is my last live stream that I will be doing here on my YouTube channel. The good news is on a random Wednesday, you might even have content released by me on this channel. And don't worry, if you're interested in keeping up with when I release content, you can subscribe to this channel and also click that notification bell next to it to give you notifications of when I have new content. I'm also going to be posting these videos on my Discord channel. So by all means, stop by and visit my Discord channel as well. All right. So that's the big new change that we're going to be doing starting next week. So I apologize for that. But enough of the bad news. Let's go ahead and get into the good news, and that is, what did I get over these past 2 weeks that I've been gone? Well, oh boy, where to begin? So let's start with, I've been waiting for this. I pre-ordered this in January of 2021, and it just got here. During this 2 weeks that I've been out, it just got here, and I'm really happy to have it in my collection. There's a reason why I'm so happy that this is in my collection, and that is because this game was once available, digitally only, but then it got taken away. And nobody could buy this game, whether you wanted to buy it or not. You couldn't even buy it. They took it away digitally, something to do with the music rights violations. But they released a physical version of it, and I'm happy to have picked up Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, the complete edition from Limited Run. You might be able to see that right down here. Good grief. So I did get the collector's edition of this game. I love beat 'em ups, I really do, and it comes in a really cool looking briefcase. And I got the Nintendo Switch version as well. Really happy about this, and really excited to eventually play this again. I did play it on the 360 when it was first released, and I am really excited to be able to add this to the collection. I think that this guy is going to have to go in my Toys R Us case over here rather than in the Switch section because, well, this box is rather large. So I'm going to have to put it over here. I do have other large box Nintendo Switch items, such as all the Nintendo Labo stuff that's in here. I have the Hunt, and that comes with a little shotgun thing for your Joy-Con. I have the collector's edition to Dragon's Lair Trilogy, as well as, Ring Fit, the big box stuff for Nintendo Switch that can't fit on a standard DVD-sized shelf. So it'll have a home in there, and it's going to look great, and I can't wait to finally put it away, if nothing else. So I'm not sure what that was. So moving on, where to go from here? I made a bit of a local pickup in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I picked up a couple of games, stuff that I needed to add to the collection. And I know that I said I was done. I have a complete set, but daggone it, I still have some variants that I need to add to the collection. And I will show those to you momentarily, but first I will show you that I did get an Atari 2600 game called Real Sports Volleyball. And funny enough, Batacho, the guy that sent me, you probably can't see it because it's a little bit too small, he sent me a thank you note on a Pokemon Fire Energy card. when he sent me that, he also sent me a bunch of empty Atari boxes. So I already had the box to this, and I've been looking for a nice, easy way to complete this. So I went ahead and picked this up. I literally paid 45 cents. So I think it was time to go ahead and put a game inside this box. The box isn't in the best of condition, but once I put it in a box protector, it'll at least keep what integrity it has left. And now I can put that on the shelf with the box. So that's really exciting to me. And then, yes, I did pick up some original Xbox games, but it was because of the fact that I needed to get some variants. I still don't have all the greatest, or I'm sorry, platinum hits versions of these games, and I wanted to make sure and have all of them that I needed. So the first one being 007 Nightfire, and it does have the platinum hits disc, which is very important to me. It is also complete in box. I also got a copy of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. This is the first Splinter Cell game ever created. I didn't have the greatest hits. I do have the black label of all of these. I just needed the I'm sorry, I keep calling it greatest hits. I call every single one of these the player's choice, the platinum hits, and the greatest hits. I call them all greatest hits. I apologize for that. Just regular Sonic Heroes. This is the Platinum Family Hits version. I have a version of Sonic Heroes that is Platinum Hits. However, it was part of a dual pack that came with Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. I did not have just the standard game by itself with only Sonic Heroes on the spine. Now I do. So, and it is also complete in box. Happy about that. Star Wars Starfighter Special Edition. This one is also Platinum Hits, and it does have the correct disc, which makes me very happy. This is also complete in box. MX vs. ATV Unleashed. This particular store doesn't differentiate between the Black Label stuff and the Greatest Hits stuff. So, you know, whether it's Black Label or Greatest Hits, you pay the price. It doesn't matter. So, in other words, what I saw was a Black Label version of MX vs. ATV Unleashed, and it was the same price as the Platinum Hits version. Also got a copy of ATV Quad Power Racing 2, and this one, sadly, has no manual. But, I mean, I got the box, I got the correct disc. I gotta be happy with something, so I'm happy with that. Managed to pick up a very broken case of this game. I mean, this case was just absolutely trashed. So much so that I almost didn't buy it, but my wife said, here's just a regular Kinect game. So this is for the 360. That's like 95 cents. You could just get the purple case and just swap cases. I said, all right, I'll do that. So I got a copy of Brunswick Pro Bowling. It doesn't have those price stickers, even though I got it from the same spot, because it came from a completely different location. So, but it is complete in box, and I don't remember seeing this hardly anywhere. I wonder how much, like Wii Sports, this game plays, the bowling version of that. And then also, this is a variant. I already have a copy of FIFA Soccer 13 on the Xbox 360, but this is the bonus edition that was only made available in Walmart, and for $1.95, I could go ahead and add it to the collection for that. That's absolutely fine. It did come with the paperwork as well, that is Walmart exclusive, so that kind of sealed the deal for me. I was pretty happy to pick this up. So, not a bad little jaunt through McKay's books, and they have a lot of board games too, and I had to show self-restraint. I'm getting out of the board game hobby. I still have about, I don't know, 200 or so board games left that I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. Oh, I did get one more thing from McKay's. It's the gun bundle of Cabela's African Adventures, and it was only $10.45. You might be thinking, well, Pocket, you probably pay too much, even if it's $10.45. Yeah, maybe, but you know what? That's pretty cool to get a big box Wii game. I don't have many of those. Most of them that I do have are all Skylanders related. So I really wanted to get this and add it to my collection. It's not often that you're going to see the gigantic box that goes along with it. However, I have yet to open this, and it's bursting at the seams. All the paperwork's coming out, so I don't even know if it's all complete. Let's find out. Go ahead and reach in here. Hey, look at that. That's factory sealed. That's funny. I didn't even know that that was factory sealed. That's okay. When I put it in my database, I put it as complete in box because, let's be honest, this is not a factory sealed copy. It is a complete in box copy. Even if the game is factory sealed, and I guess they didn't put a not for resale thing on here, which is somewhat surprising, considering that most packing games that come with a piece of hardware have a not for resale instead of a barcode. That's okay. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. It's funny that it's factory sealed, though. That's awesome. All right, so I gotta turn this over and... Hey. Wow. So I could tell... Well, can I tell? How much has this thing been used? I mean, it's got some scuffing. I feel like this has been put together before. Not that it matters. Again, you know, I bought this to play it, you know? I'm going to be using this to play. Oh, that's too funny. What? What? Do you have to, like, literally reload and put it in there? Oh my god, that's too cute. I love it. What? What is going on? I love little gadgets like this. I think that's really cool. So yeah, I went ahead and picked this up. $10. I mean, okay. And it's complete. And it's got all the pieces anyway. Including paperwork, which is really awesome. I'm just not sure why this box is so torn up. I mean, it's really bad. Either way, I'm pleased with this. Go ahead and put everything back. Get in there. Alright. Now, I probably should have put the game in there. Derp. 1 second. Is there a spot for the game? There actually doesn't look to be a spot for the game. Let's see if it'll fit right. It will not. Okay. I guess it's just supposed to fit randomly in there. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Unless... There it goes. Supposed to fit on the back of the box. Right here. So... It gets a little tricky to put everything in. That's probably why everything was just so jumbled up. Alright. The slipcover's in pretty nice shape. To be honest, I didn't even know that was a slipcover. Alright. So not bad. Alright. Let's see if we can't find something else. Oh. So, as some of you may know, I went to a gaming convention last weekend. This gaming convention, I don't know if I want to name it, because all I want to do is just talk very badly about this gaming convention. It was awful. It was really, really bad. There were maybe 5 vendors there. Look, if you were into board games, they had plenty of vendors. A couple of publishers were there too. I think, oh, who made Funcom? Funcom was there. And I think they were just promoting the same games that's been out for a while, which was kind of sad. A lot of indie developers were there, showcasing new games. And that was cool, but as a video game collector, and if you were going to this thing and paying $50 to go to a 2-day event, it was very disappointing. Very. There weren't hardly any vendors there. And yeah, it was just a ghost town. So not a whole lot of people. Made me kind of sad. But I was still able to pick up a couple of games while I was there. I'd like to showcase... Now, keep in mind, please, that the primary goal that I have for my collection is to, by the end of the year, complete the PlayStation 1 library for North America. That's the goal, right? So, Spectre, this is for you, buddy. I went ahead and picked up some PlayStation 1 games that I needed to add to the collection. I still have 300 and however many I need to be able to complete the library. However, every time I buy more PS1 games, I'm getting that much closer. I still think that I could potentially, depending on availability, be on track to complete the set by the end of the year. So, I went ahead and got a couple of things out of the way. This particular one comes in a long box version and a jewel case version. So I was able to pick up Shell Shock for the PlayStation 1. It does not have the correct CD cover, so I'll need to replace that. Don't worry, I have plenty. But it is a definite case and manual, as well as discs. So happy to get that one. Oh, I've been looking for this for quite some time, and I'm sick and tired of continuing to try to look for it. So you know what? I went ahead and picked it up. It is Resident Evil 2. Now, what's so exciting about Resident Evil 2? Well, I already have it. Let me show you the differences of what I have as far as Resident Evil 2 is concerned. Let me go ahead and find that real quick. Resident Evil. Oh, goodness. Here somewhere. There we go. Alright, so what I already had in my particular collection was Resident Evil 2. However, if you notice the difference between these two, there's a gigantic red blob right here. And what this means is this particular copy is the DualShock compatible version. You can actually play Resident Evil 2 with DualShock controllers. Now, that was something that, if you recall, was invented and actually released to the public during the time that the PlayStation 1 was the primary console for Sony. So when it first came out, they didn't have a DualShock controller available. So, this is what you got, and it did not work with DualShock. They had to re-release it and get that little red blob on the cover to indicate the differences between the two. And then, of course, they also gave us the Greatest Hits version, but I honestly don't know. Is this the one with the demo? So, there's that. There's that. What demo am I looking for? Ah. There's that. And there's that. I don't see any demos yet. And here's that. And wait. What is that? That is a second disc. I don't see any demos, man. So, I now have Resident Evil 2 3 times over. In any configuration I want to play it. And I don't know if the Greatest Hits version is actually DualShock compatible. I don't know if this was released, if the chronological order was something like this, where it came out here, here, and then here, or if it was something like this. I don't know. I don't know the answer. So I wanted to ensure that I had the DualShock version in some form in my collection, and by golly, this is going to say DualShock. Also, I wonder, I'm curious about something. It looks like the same type of disc. 421748. So what I'm looking at specifically is this particular code. On PlayStation 1 games, they had this particular code, and I know it has to do with, it ties it to the actual release of the game itself. So in other words, this particular code says SLUS, and what is that? 00748? Yes. So that is that particular disc, and then we can look at this one right here, which has a completely different number, 00421, which can tell me the difference of what is truly the DualShock version versus not the DualShock version. Yeah, Spectre, let me know. Let me know what that, what you come up with. Also, the Greatest Hits version is going to have not only different artwork, but also a different SLUS code. Oh, look at that. And this kind of helps me out. It is 00748, which is the same, I'm guessing now, I'm wondering, if this doesn't have the same DualShock capability as the other. So, interesting little bits and pieces of PlayStation 1 that I'm slowly starting to discover when it comes to collecting for a full set. It's definitely challenging, but hey, it works. All right. Another thing that I was sick of looking for, the greatest hits version of Metal Gear Solid. And I was able to pick this up, so that makes me happy. Sadly, no manual. Jeez, people. And specifically, the Metal Gear Solid Greatest Hits version has the manual with Greatest Hits on the manual itself, so I'll be on the lookout for something like that. And then I might have gone a little bit crazy. Spectre, pay attention. This one's for you, buddy. I might have gotten a couple of higher-end games for the PlayStation 1. This one was recommended to me by Joe Burry, the founder of Cinco Play Retro Gaming. He said that this was one of his favorite PlayStation 1 games that he has ever played. And yeah, that was pricey. This hurts a little bit. Hey, Michael. How's it going? This one hurt a little bit. It is a little expensive. But that's okay. I'm just happy I got it. Get to add it to the collection. Then I got another heavy hitter. It's Fox Hunt. One of those FMV games. You know, with the motion picture and all that. I've never played it before. But man, it just kept going up in price and becoming harder to find. And I figured, if I don't pick this up right now, I'm not going to have an opportunity. So I went ahead and picked it up. It is complete in box. The discs are in immaculate condition. And very happy. Very happy that I have this in my collection finally. One of the final big hitters that I needed to add to my full set PS1. But ouch. Ouch, that price. Ouch. Now, I did work out a deal. This actually came from the Face of Evil, the gentleman that I always give a hard time at conventions. I did not pay the prices that you see. I did pay less. I don't want to say how much I paid. This is still too much money. Because I also picked up a third game. And, you know, the interesting thing is, for this particular game, I already owned the back cover, of all things, just the back cover of this game. So I was pretty hesitant on picking up Clock Tower 2. Because I already had just the spine, the back cover, etc. But I needed the manual and the disc. And I was hoping against hope that somebody would just put up the manual and disc on eBay. I've been hoping against hope for over 2 years now, and I'm sick of hoping. So I went ahead and picked it up. And I got a complete in-box copy of Clock Tower 2 for the PS1. This is by far the more expensive game. Michael, to answer your question, Fox Hunt and Clock Tower both had low print runs. So they're a little bit harder to come by. Clock Tower has a bit of a cult following. There's a lot of people that like these types of games. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of, you know, the horror type genre, but it's still, you know, nice. Listen, if you announce that you're going to buy a full set of PS1, you got to get them all, right? So, but yeah, these three heavy hitters finally out of the way. I'm not done with heavy hitters, though. It's unfortunate. So I was talking to the Face of Evil, as I call him, and I said, I think this is it. I think this is all of the heavy hitters that I need in order to complete the full set. I think all I have are games that cost less than $100 now. He said, well, do you have Suikoden 2? Yeah. Do you have Tales of Destiny 2? Yeah. Do you have Valkyrie Profile? Yes. And he starts listing off all these games, and I'm sitting there going, yep, yep, yep. And he said, okay, you got them all. I said, there's no way. I said, well, I need In the Hunt. In the Hunt for PlayStation 1 is over $100, and I need both the long box and the jewel case variant. I don't have any version of In the Hunt on the North American PlayStation 1. I have a foreign version maybe a Japanese version on PlayStation 1 or Saturn, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I need the North American PlayStation 1 version, and I need both of them. So I'm hoping to get a copy of In the Hunt. But then I found out there's actually a long box game that I don't remember ever seeing ever, and I was surprised to look through and find this particular game. It's called Starblade Alpha. Starblade Alpha. And so this is the most expensive long box game in North America. Great. And I don't have it. Great. So there is an absolutely huge game that I still need to add to my collection. And I need to find it. Now, scouring eBay, you can find it, but it's from people who just throw out ridiculous numbers hoping that somebody will take a bite. And no, they're not accepting offers. I don't have the game. I'm on the lookout for the game, but I'm on the lookout for the game at a reasonable price. Don't give me a $3,000 price tag and expect me to pull the trigger on one PlayStation 1 long box game. Not gonna do it. So if you are out there and you have a complete in-box copy of Starblade Alpha for the PlayStation 1 in North America, I need it. And I request that you get in contact with me if you're interested in parting ways with that. Help me complete my set. And this is why I say that it might be a little bit more challenging than I figured to complete the North American PlayStation 1 library because, well, I just don't know if I can get my hands on this stuff. I mean, not to mention Toy Story 2 Greatest Hits, NFL Blitz 2001 Greatest Hits. These are the types of things that are going to keep me from completing the set in its entirety, but I can still get a full library set. But as far as I'm aware, Starblade Alpha does not have a jewel case variant. So the only way to get this particular game is to get the long box. And I don't see one available. So, as I said, if you wouldn't mind, and you're looking to get rid of a copy of Starblade Alpha for the PS1, get in touch with me. We'll see if we can't work something out. But thank you, Joe. I saw him play this on his channel, Cinco Play Retro Gaming. And it looks really fun. So I'm excited to give that a shot. Alright. A couple of other vendors that I hit up. You know, I'm giving the con a lot of flack for not being a good convention, but you know what? I did have a lot of fun. There was a free play arcade area that Skydiving Girl and I played on. Oh, hey, what's happening, Grunkle? How's it going? You missed some heavy hitters, sir. There you go. Those are my heavy hitters. But you know, I enjoyed the people there, the few people that were there. I really enjoyed seeing them again. It had been a minute, so. Sure, Michael. I'm speculating, so please understand that I do not have an educated guess. Well, it is an educated guess, but I don't have any concrete evidence to back this up. So my speculation is that the number of copies that were printed in Japan far exceeded the number of copies that were printed for North America. So, in other words, you might have had a print run of 10,000 in Japan and 1,500 in North America. So it's much harder to find. And typically, people, when they get their hands on stuff like this, they tend to hold on to it. So that drives the demand up because more people become aware about the game, like I just did. And then that demand goes up, the price goes up. So that's the problem now. I'll give you my speculation also for the reason why retro games have spiked in price recently. And that is because when the pandemic first hit and we were all stuck at home, people needed stuff to do. So they started buying stuff from their childhood. And, you know, they're typically used to going out and working and they can't work right now. So, hey, I remember I used to play the Nintendo 64 back in the day, or I used to play the Super Nintendo back in the day, or I used to play the PlayStation 1 back in the day. And all of a sudden you see a bunch of different people going in and getting a lot of different consoles from their childhood. And they play it for a while. Well, I don't think that's gone back into the market. Yes, we're returning to work, and yes, things are starting to get back to normal, but I still think people are holding on to their stuff, which means that whereas the demand might not be as high and you might start to see a dip, the overall point is some people are still holding on to their stuff. Now, when they go back to a normal lifestyle, I'm hoping that they're going to be like, oh, I don't have time for this stuff anymore. Let me go ahead and sell it off. And that's going to then increase the supply. And then hopefully I'll be able to get the stuff at a cheaper price. But I expected that to happen a year ago. It still hasn't happened yet. So in the back of my mind, I'm kind of panicking just ever so slightly. Maybe the bubble isn't going to burst like I thought it was going to. Maybe it'll just be a slow trickle. And the prices of these games are maybe gonna die down, but it might take longer than I expected. So there you go. There's a little bit of conspiracy theory from me to you. Oh, nice. Nice, Grunkle. Hey! Why, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. This might be a very sad ending, as I, unfortunately, my headset's telling me that, my microphone's going to die within the next couple of minutes. I hope that actually doesn't happen. It's been charging for 2 straight weeks. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Back to pickups. I went ahead and picked up some Game Gear games. The funny thing was, Skydiving Girl was also interested in collecting for a full set of Game Gear. So when she found a place that contained Game Gear games, she says, oh, I got to go back to this before you go there. And I said, I tell you what, we'll go together. And Skydiving Girl and I went together to this booth, found the place where the Game Gear games were stored, and she and I literally drafted, okay, I'll take this one, or you don't have this one, so you can take that one. I already have it. And it turns out there were 2 games that both of us didn't have. So she got one, I got the other. So that was really nice. But I managed to pick up a copy of G-Lock Air Battle for the Game Gear. I can't believe I didn't have NBA Jam. What? Really? And this is the one that we both needed, but she let me pick this one. She got a Star Trek game. Bunkers Wax Up. It's part of the Sega Club. So, needed all of them. Got those. Pretty happy about it. I only bought one Nintendo 64 game while I was there. Makes me very sad. International Superstar Soccer 64. For the Nintendo 64. It was kind of pricey. I mean, I put it with other stuff and, you know, got a bundle deal, but still, that's actually kind of pricey for a sports game. What's that other stuff I bundled with it? Well, it was, look at that price tag. It's on this as well, and it's the last dot hack game that I needed for the PlayStation 2. Finally, I found it. I could never think of, oh, I need another dot hack game for the North American PlayStation 2. And I never thought to look it up online or anything like that. So when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I need that. So I went ahead and picked it up. I got one whopping Saturn game. True Pinball. For the Saturn. The case is in great shape. Oh no. Help. Help. Get in there. That's scary. But complete box True Pinball for the Sega Saturn. So happy about that. Alright, I'm going to give the convention a little bit of a break. I have some other stuff that I really want to show you guys. And unfortunately, this is going to be the last thing that I show you for the day. But Grunkle, thank you, sir, for that sub. You are an amazing human being, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Tier 3 again. And that came from Twitch, so if you have a list of games that you're interested in sponsoring, let me know. I will ensure that they go into the next video. Okay? Alright. So, guys, I need to talk to you for a minute. We need to have a serious conversation. We need to have a talk. So I go to this one place. It's called Retroid Games and Records. It's in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I got to talking with the owner, and the owner actually let me into the back of the store. And, you know, it's one of those things that you see on YouTube, but you never think it's going to happen to you. And I told him I had a Wii U kiosk. And he said, "Oh my gosh, I want this so bad." And I told him the story behind it, told him when I got it. I told him that I absolutely love the fact that I own this thing, and how it's my pride and joy. This Starlight Children's Center Wii U kiosk. And he says to me, "What's your asking price?" And I said, "I don't have an asking price because I'm not interested in selling it." And this guy was relentless. This guy, over and over, "You need to let me know what I can give you from my store." Well, at the time, I was browsing through a bunch of games that I never even owned before and didn't have even the system for it. It's not something that's really popular here in the United States. Very popular in England, though. Oh my gosh. In the UK, they went crazy over this console. But it didn't really take off a whole lot here in the US. But I started researching and I started doing a lot of digging. And man, this console has a lot that I'm very interested in. So I pick up a couple of games for this console, and he's like, "You need to, I'll give you one of these consoles, and I'm going to give you a whole bunch of games. I'm going to give you some rare games, some out-of-print games. I'm just going to load you up." And I said, "Well, I'm also interested in retro computing." And he says, "Listen, I got an Apple IIe that I can refurbish." Now, the Apple IIe was my very first computer growing up. I have a lot of memories of playing a lot of different games on the Apple II. So right away, he's tugging at my heartstrings, right? I mean, the reason why I want this stuff in my house is one day I'm going to have an itch to play a game that I used to play before. But I want it in a store-like environment. So as you can see, I can literally go browsing through my very own store and just pick up something that I want to play. If it sparks a wave of nostalgia, or if it's a game that passed me by when it was a current gen, I can look at the back of the box and I can actually see it, and I can go pop it into any of the consoles that I want and play it. So, do I already have a Wii U? Yes. Is it hooked up to my OLED TV? Yes. Is this considered redundant? Yes. Do I have this Apple II? Or any games for the Apple? I do have some games for the Apple II. But I don't have an Apple II. And he's offering me an Apple II. He's offering... Oh, okay, that was just my headset. Okay. Not sure why my headset didn't charge. But it's not my mic. Great. So, here I have this redundant piece of hardware in my system. Now, to be fair, this kiosk means a lot to me personally. I used to work in a hospital, and it's really cool to have a piece of technology made by Nintendo that was specifically designed for kids to play while recovering. What an incredible piece of hardware, right? What he wants it for is to set it up in his store to give people to play. Oof. So right now it's just sitting here, and it's not plugged up, and nobody's playing it. And who am I to try and keep this from other people when this was designed for public use to begin with? So, I know Nick's not watching, the owner of Retroid. But if he ever sees this, please, Nick, I need you to understand that I am going through a very difficult internal struggle. I know you want this thing. I'm aware. But the more I look at it, the more I don't know if I can let go of it. And it works. Everything works fine. It's perfect. Everything's wonderful. The things that you're offering me, Nick, are incredible. We're talking thousands of dollars worth of stuff. I know it, you know it, and I appreciate you refurbishing these two consoles. I just don't know if I can get rid of this. So, still waging an internal war, and I'm very sorry, but I love this thing. So I'm still thinking about it. I hope it doesn't go away. But if it does, I will make sure that it went for a really good reason. And I need to make sure and truly think about it. So, no definitive answer just yet. But man, the stuff that he's offering me, it might be too good to pass up. So, yeah. But while I'm there, I'm buying games. And, you know, we're doing pickups here for crying out loud. So please allow me to show you some pickups. We'll start with the system that I was looking at that was available here in North America, but wasn't very popular. And that system is Amiga. The Commodore Amiga. And he had a bunch of games. A bunch of games in great shape. These games are phenomenal in their condition for being as old as they are. And they remind me of a lot of the Windows 3.1 and MS-DOS games that I did play growing up. But look how complete this stuff is, and look at the condition. This is incredible. So I went ahead and bought a bunch of games. Look at that. Look at the inspected by sticker. Hidden. Nice 3.5-inch floppy. This is great. Had this been an IBM compatible, I would be jumping up and down for joy because that's what I grew up on. After the Apple IIe, we got a 486SX25 Hewlett-Packard machine. And followed that up with a Dell 486DX33. So those were my main gaming machines, aside from the Super Nintendo and the NES and whatnot. So I never owned an Amiga. I never even owned a Commodore 64. I went directly from Apple IIe to a 486SX25. So, but these are comparable. They have the same types of games made for both the Amiga and the IBM PCs. So, wow. And I used to play this game on Windows 3.1. I used to play the crap out of this. It was probably MS-DOS, to be perfectly fair. But wow. How cool is that? I mean, it is such a great condition. And he's sitting there telling me, you know, for that Wii U kiosk, I'll get you an Amiga A500. I'll make sure that everything is refurbished on it, that the caps are replaced. I'll make sure that it has a RAM upgrade, yada, yada, yada. He just keeps throwing stuff at me. All the while I'm buying his games. So I have SimCity here, but also I never knew that this existed on any other format but the NES. And it does actually exist on the Amiga. Defender of the Crown. Now, I bought this game mainly because I grew up playing this game, but it was on the NES. I'm very interested to see, and oh my gosh, the graphics. I just want you to remember the NES version of this game. So this feels like a completely different game to me, and I am so incredibly excited to actually see this. But right now, I mean, I don't even own an Amiga. I don't own one yet. So, I don't know. I need to get an Amiga one way or another. I mean, I'm buying games for the system. So now I need the system. Look at that freaking box. This is the first time I've opened this, by the way. Real 2? What is this? That's funny. Love my 3.5-inch floppies. Not high density. It doesn't have the extra hole over here. Oh my gosh, I'm such a dork. Registration card. I wonder if I sent this in, what would happen? Oh my gosh, that 80s smell of cardboard. Woo-wee, man, that is strong stuff. Nice, perfect condition manual. My goodness. Wait, what is that? A stain? I'm not sure how. This manual is in such great shape. Are the staples rusted? Not really. Nice little quick reference card. Jeez. Alright, Spectre, have fun, man. So yeah, he has all these great condition Amiga games. Phenomenal condition. And I'm just sitting there just eating this up. Because, you know, in one way or another, I played these games. It may not have been on the Amiga, but it was at some point in my life I played it. And then he shows me this one. Now, for those of you who don't know, my favorite computer game of all time is Ultima Online, released in 1996. Maybe the beta was in 96. No. Nope. It released in 1996. Beta was in 1995. The second age came out in 1997. There you go. So, I'm a fan, right? It's my favorite computer game of all time. And he had a copy of Ultima 5, Warriors of Destiny. Now, this is not at all anything like Ultima Online, but it is in the same universe. So, I've not played this, but oh my gosh, to have a boxed copy of an older Ultima game. Now, they made Ultima 2 for the Apple II. I never played that, and he's actually got a copy. And he's offering me a copy of Ultima 2, one of the earlier prints of Ultima 2 for the Apple II for my Wii U kiosk. Oh man, it's so tempting. But look at this. Comes with a little coin. Amazing. Just absolutely incredible stuff. I love it. I love it. And just to give you an example of what this stuff... I mean, first of all, just talking about the quality of the paper itself. Just the paper that this was printed on. Amazing. Incredible. Very thick. Textured paper. I mean, I feel like I'm looking at the Arms and Equipment Guide of the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd edition right now. This looks so good. I love it. I don't know. I'm totally geeking out right now. I totally don't care because that just... It's so amazing. So amazing. So, Richard Garriott, thank you for giving us the Ultima series. I appreciate it. Oh, and then he pulls out more Amiga games. Now, this is where it really hurt, and this is where it hit me pretty hard. Because I specifically asked for these. But I asked for them for the IBM PC. He said, I don't have them. And this is how we got onto the topic of Amiga. He says, I don't have them for IBM PC, but I do have them for Amiga. And I said, well, Amiga? Wow, okay. Well, let me see them. Sure enough. Dang it. Speaking of Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, so I have Eye of the Beholder here. God, this is so heavy. There's so much stuff in this little box. SSI, TSR, D&D... That's a lot of acronyms that I just threw at you. Or initialisms. Yeah. Yeah, we grew up playing these. My brother and I. In high school, we had a good friend named Charles that had a bunch of these as well. And we would go over and, you know, we would take turns or we would try to solve this stuff together. Oh my gosh, so much nostalgia for this stuff. So much nostalgia. So when he starts pulling out this stuff, my eyes just went absolutely insane. They went so wide. Look at how thick these books are. It's just silly. Look at this map. On very textured paper. Love it. Absolutely love it. You're supposed to write on these, by the way. No? Oh, thank you. Beginning May 1991. A new 900 number for hints. Yeah, that's not early 90s. I don't know what is. Oh, that's great. So, yeah, giving me an Advanced Dungeons & Dragons game on top of it. It's got a newsletter in here. It's got so much stuff. There is so much stuff in here. Goodness. So yeah, and what I said when I asked for these, I said, do you have these gold box TSR D&D games? Because my recollection and my memory, they were all in gold boxes. So I maybe haven't played this one specifically, but I have played some of these. And I said, yeah, that's it. Gold box. Yep, you got it. So sure enough, he had some gold box SSI. Now here's the decoder wheel. Oh, I'm so happy this is here. I do remember this one. I do remember this one. I'm sure if my brother was here, he would also remember these. But wow. Just, I I'm beyond impressed with just what is here and what is included. I'm so happy for this stuff. I am such a dork. I don't care. This is so great. Oh, I can't wait. I mean, if nothing else, I wanna get an Amiga just so I can sit down and boot these up. Just so I can boot these up. These are so incredible to me. But I've said the last two as the best two is because I'm such a Dragonlance fan. Now, if you've ever read the series by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, there are quite a few references to my favorite character of all time named Tasselhoff Burfoot. And he's a little Kender. He's really short. He likes to pick up things that may or may not belong to him, but it doesn't even know he's doing it. Just a great character. I love him. He's the comedic relief of the original trilogy, the Chronicles trilogy. But he goes on and on. I don't want to spoil it for you. Highly recommend it, especially if you're a young adult. Read those books. They're fantastic. Even today, they're fantastic. I want to sponsor the 5 Amiga games you showed. Correction, the last 5 you're going to show. Okay. So you want these, Ultima, and the 2 I'm about to show. Got it. That's a really good spread, man. I don't blame you. So the first one being Champions of Kryn. Oh my, this is probably the heaviest box that I have. This is the heaviest box that I have. I have no idea what's in here. Ah, it's Kitiara and Tasselhoff. There he is. That's Tasselhoff Burfoot right there. There you go. With the top knot of hair. Fighting a Draconian. Excellent. Why is this so heavy? I mean, it's just... Oh, okay, that's why. All of these books. An Adventurer's Journal. A clue book. Oh my god. This is so good. The first ever Dragon Combat Simulator called Dragon Strike. I don't have that one. Now I want it. 3.5-inch floppies makes up this. You can get the clue book, aka the strategy guide. Oh, it's so good. So good. And a big poster with a whole bunch of... I mean, wait a second. Is this a poster with a whole bunch of products, or is this a poster of this specific game? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yep, I'm totally geeking out right now. I am sorry to those of you who thinks this is, quote, cringe. I don't care. Too old to care about that. Wow, that's incredible. Oh my gosh. Yami, I'm glad you're here. I am glad you're here. This is great. Oh, it's got all the characters. Yep. Oh, I can't show it without... Okay. I'll have to fold it. Got all the characters. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's great. I love it. I love it. I love it. So Nick from Retroid Games and Records, dude, thank you for selling these to me. He is not a fan of my negotiating skill. But I did get them for cheaper than they're going for on eBay, that's for sure. So thank you, Nick. I appreciate you. And I owe you one. I just don't know if I owe you my Wii U kiosk. Oh my god, this is so awesome. So awesome. Not bad for 1990, huh? Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're here. The last one I was going to show, but now that Yami's here, I have to show something else. Heroes of the Lance. This is another Dragonlance game. I don't think this one's complete. I really don't. Maybe it is complete. I just don't know. But I mean, it's got the disc. It's got the manual that goes with it. I mean, it's so light in comparison. Maybe it was released in 1989 or something. Heroes of the Lance was also released on the NES. It's absolutely terrible. It is one of the worst D&D games I've ever played. They tried to make it, you know, kind of like a Zelda 2 Link's Adventure. It's awful. It's really bad. So, yeah. Grunkle, you got it. I will put pockets in each of these for you. But man, what a great start to my Amiga collection that I didn't even know I wanted. Including an Ultima game. you kidding me? That's so amazing. I couldn't be happier. Could not be happier. This is such an awesome thing for me to add to my collection. Alright, so I was going to end it there, but now that Yami's here, I asked that he show because he actually recommended something to me a while back. And it actually just came in. So I really wanted to show it while Yami was here. So I will go ahead and show it now. It's called Far Lone Sails for the Nintendo Switch. I bought this strictly because of Yami's recommendation. And I was impressed by the packaging. I was impressed by the art. Just the art on the back of the box looks so good. Sadly, it came with a little bit of a tear in the shrink, but you know what? If I'm going to play this game, I'm just going to open it up and play it. Huh. Bar is pretty fun. That's good. Open it. Claim. Open it. What? You want me to open this? What, do I do an unboxing? Okay. Why not? Hey, let's do it. Let's unbox this thing. Let's see what's in here. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Spectre. Calm down, man. Calm down. Live unboxing is I gotta go AFK. Yep. Thanks for the request. And then he leaves. Perfect. You vote for open. Alright then. Let's open this thing up and see what it looks like here. This is one of the things I'm going to miss when I no longer do live streams. Alright, so slipcover. And a nice little Game Fairy box. Alright. Slipcover is just in great shape. That's fantastic. And let's open this up. I hope there's not like a key code or something like that. This special edition of Far Lone Sails is limited to 1,000 units. This is number 295 of 1,000. Okay, cool. That looks like I got a piece of cloth here. Yeah, let's open it. Let's see what it is. Go. Ugh. Now, I don't know what this is. And I have a question for you guys. Did my GoPro just freeze? It looks like it did, but it doesn't look like my upper camera is having issues. So give me just a second. That's never happened before. That's fun. See if I can't bring it back. Hang on. Shoot camera. Yeah, I know. Perfect timing, right? As soon as I start the unboxing of something, decides it's going to just go ahead and stop working. Thanks, camera. Appreciate you, buddy. Oof. Aha! And it's back. Hooray for live troubleshooting. Well, that's good. So, this came with a piece of cloth. I don't know what this is. I don't know the story behind this game or anything like that. I literally bought it based off of Yami's suggestion. So if you know what that is, I hope I'm even holding it upright. Judging by this picture right here, maybe it's supposed to be like this. I don't know. But nice piece of cloth here. All right. Yeah, Yami, this is my last live stream, sir. I am going to be doing just general YouTube videos in the future. So I'm still doing content. It's just that I'm doing it as a typical video game collector YouTuber. No more live streams. I have no idea what this is. Nice little sticker. No idea why. The soundtrack, which is in shrink. That's a lot of tracks. I need to take my dog out. The game in shrink and an art book. Definitely tell this hasn't been opened ever. Pardon me for just a moment. I'm going to let my dog out. Oh, my dogs. Both of them came downstairs. All right, girls, let's go. Have fun, bye. No, not yet. I just announced it here on this live stream. That was the same thing as the piece of cloth that I had. Wow. No. Okay, that's impressive. Now, I'm not trying to spoil this. You know, if you want a copy, please, by all means, go pick this up yourself. Wow. Okay, yeah, I'm interested. For sure. For sure. But there you go. That's everything that it came with. I have no idea what this is. I do not like the orientation. Yep. Yep. There we go. And there we go. Here's your very pitiful unboxing of Far Loan Sales. And thank you, Yami, for suggesting this. But since it did come from Europe, shipping was pricey. So I made sure and made it worth my while. And I got something else. This game's called Pixel Heroes Bite and Magic for the PlayStation 4. I have yet to open this. It's in a really weird box, and I don't know why. But I can't say that I'm a fan of this box. So let's go ahead and open it. I am not putting it on my shelf with this box. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Oh, it's got other stuff. Oh boy. Okay, so it's got a soundtrack, it's got a poster. Oh, that is adorable. Soundtrack. This time in a paper sleeve, so not in a jewel case. Let's look at disc art. Cute. The sticker is amazing. And the manual. Okay, so the manual's in here. Why isn't it in the game? Odd. Too big for the game? Out. Alright, nothing left in this box. It does not look to be too big for this game. It is not too big for this game. Why isn't this in here? Maybe it was an issue that they found post-production and they had to reprint it, and maybe that's the reprinted. There's an error or something's wrong with the manual that's in here. It feels heavy enough to maybe it includes the manual. I'm not sure, but honestly, guys, if you would have just put that in there, it would have been amazing. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, likely what I'll do is for now I'll just put it in here like this on my shelf, and put the soundtrack and the sticker somewhere else. Actually, I'll put the manual somewhere else too, and just put this on my shelf. I am not a fan of this box. This box does nothing for me. So I'm going to go ahead and toss that. So there you go. And then I might as well complete the order, because I bought more than just those two. I really wanted to make sure and get my money's worth, especially when I'm buying stuff from Europe. And have to pay for shipping. So I bought this thing, Vambrace, Cold Soul. Now, Yami didn't recommend this or the Pixel Heroes game. He only recommended Far Loan Sales. These just looked interesting, honestly, and I felt like I was back in the 80s and 90s where I'm in a game store just looking at pictures going, that looks like something I would play. So, am I going to completely retire the Twitch channel? No, and I'll talk about that here in just a second. But Vambrace Cold Soul is the same exact size as Far. So another collector's edition. I'm assuming it has the soundtrack. I'm assuming it has an art book, etc., etc. But it is factory sealed for now, and I think I'll keep it that way. Because honestly, if I were to pick any one of these two, I would go with this one first. I'll keep this one sealed until I'm ready to actually open it up. But that's it. That's all the pickups that I'm showing today. My God, I showed a lot more than I expected to, but that's okay. That's okay. There you go. I am very curious if you're watching this after the fact. Put a comment down there. Let me know what your favorite pickup was of today. There's a lot to unpack here. And I could be, you know, the total cop-out and just pick the most expensive thing or whatnot. I don't think I've ever done that. And I honestly have to say that of all of the games, I simply have to give it the Champions of Kryn as my favorite pickup of the entire set. I am so thrilled to own this. Yeah, this is my jam. So that's probably my favorite, with a close second going to Ultima 5. Warriors of Destiny for Amiga. So, yeah. But yeah, this officially ends the pickups for the week. So if you came for pickups, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I will see you sometime next week with more pickups. It just won't be in a live format. So if you're watching this after the fact, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I put new videos out on this channel. I'm going to try to branch out a little bit. I'd like to start documenting what I'm doing with storage as well as just showcasing pickups. It's one thing to buy a bunch of games, but how you have them set up and keep everything organized, that's a completely separate game that you could play called Tetris. And I'd like to show you the results of what I've done and get into the nitty-gritty of how I have this room set up, as well as the video games room, which you hardly ever see on these live streams anyway. So make sure you tune in next time, and I really appreciate it. And that's it for the pickups for this week. Now, I don't mind answering questions. So, Yami, I have not announced this on Discord yet. I will. I will make an announcement on Discord. There are several reasons why I'm stopping the live streaming portion, and the main reason for that is just simply time and availability. To go live on something, in other words, every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, takes an incredible commitment from my part to take one of my 2 weekend days and devote it entirely to, in the middle of the day, going live and doing pickups. That's becoming more and more challenging for me, as you might have noticed, because the last 2 weeks I haven't been able to do a stream because I've not been available on Saturday at 1 p.m. I haven't been available. You know, my wife wanted to take me out. That's cool. And then I had a retro gaming convention the very next weekend. So this is the bit of the struggle that I'm having is I want to start traveling. I mean, we're lifting restrictions here. I want to start traveling. I want to start going to other video game stores, maybe in Charlotte, maybe in Atlanta. Maybe I want to travel back up to Columbus, Ohio, and hit up all the retro video game stores that I used to be able to go to when I lived in Columbus. You know, I want to not be tied down into a schedule that makes me be available every single weekend. And I think that that's a great way to burn yourself out and a great way to give yourself not so much of a desire to actually continue streaming. So rather than do that, What I am going to do instead is continue to produce content, but instead of hitting the go live button, I'm just going to hit the start record button and showcase my pickups and talk about certain things and maybe use my cell phone more with my gimbal and actually show you different parts of this whole area. You're only seeing one snapshot of the entirety of my collection. I wish you guys could see right now how fleshed out this other room is. You guys haven't seen that in forever. And it's such a hassle to be able to do that, only to ask you guys, hey, you want to see the other room? And nobody's here to actually respond. So rather than do that, why not just make non-live content and show it to you? I'd like to give you guys updates on what I'm doing in this room. I've spent many hours and will continue to spend many hours in this room making constant changes that you can't even see from this single shot. I mean, from this, it just looks like nothing's changed, right? And I hate that. I really do. I hate that. Because I'm putting in so much work in the room that's right there. It's literally right there. It's 500 square feet of stuff you can't see. Wait until you see what I did with the Wii U titles that are PAL exclusive. You don't even know that they're there. You can't see them in here. This is all North America stuff. By the way, did you notice? I picked up more European titles. Guess what? They're going in there. You'll never see them again if I just keep using this whole area. I don't want to do that anymore. So, let's change the script a little bit. Let's not go live anymore. And let's instead just release regular content, but on a schedule that actually works with my schedule. You know, if I could travel, I don't have to feel guilty. And trust me, I feel guilty when I don't go live. I know it sounds weird, but I do. And I don't want to do that to you guys anymore. I don't want to disappoint anymore. So why not just make content as I normally would, but just hit the record button instead of the go live button. And that way it'll be available for anybody to watch when it suits your schedule. So that's why I'm making the move. And I hope that you'll still support me. If you can't, I understand. And no hard feelings. It's all about, you know, when you have time to do stuff and when you don't. As for Twitch, I'm not going to call it dead, but I am going to call it, it's whenever I think I have time to actually start streaming. You know, if I want to launch a game and say, you know, I think I want to just share this with everybody else, I can do that. And, you know, I'll go live on Twitch. I'm not going to set a schedule. I'm not going to make any time commitments because for the very same reasons why I'm not going live on YouTube anymore, I won't be going live on Twitch at a consistent basis. Does this make me an inconsistent person? You betcha. But is it going to make me not burn out from doing too much time commitments with too much content, with trying to balance everything else? Yeah. And therefore, it's going to make the video and the content that I can produce a little bit better for everyone. Rather than just seeing me going, pickups, got this game, got this game, got this game, bought it on eBay, bought it on Amazon, bought it on eBay, bye! 2 weeks ago, if you look at that video that I did, I went live. That's exactly what I did. It lasted 20 minutes. I felt that. I felt me getting burnt out. So it just so happened that I took the next 2 weeks off, not due to that, because I had other commitments. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm doing. And like I said, I hope you can continue to support me. That'd be great. If you can't, I get it, and that's okay too. I'll still be in Discord if you want to just chit-chat. You know, that's the best way to get a hold of me, is on Discord. So, there you go. Hopefully that helped to answer your questions. If you have any further questions, God, I sound like a teacher. If you have any further questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me on Discord. Or, heck, if you just want to email me, pocketfulofgames@gmail.com. That's fine too. But yeah, that's the plan moving forward. Yeah, exactly, Yami. Exactly. And I am very, very grateful and appreciative for the people that do show up to these live streams. I truly thank you for that. I mean, it's really no fun to talk to yourself. Thinking that you're going to be talking to other people in real time, and you end up talking to yourself. So that kind of sucks too. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, that we have a deepened our understanding of what the channel's future is going to be. I hope you'll support me as we continue on making changes and seeing what works best for all of us involved. But that's it for me. I greatly appreciate it. And don't worry, more content will be coming soon. It's going to look exactly like this anyway. There's not going to be much that I'm going to change. It's just going to be no chat. That's all. All right. We still have comment sections. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment if I add a new video. And until next time, guys, thank you very, very, very much for stopping on in. I appreciate you all. And you guys take care. Drunk all, get your pockets, put on those games on the next video. Have fun, guys. Bye!